Hello everyone, hope you're doing okay. Yes, fingers crossed it's showing them live. Hopefully, I might have just missed off the front there, but anyway. Hello, hope you're doing okay. Chocolo Roberto, yes, for Stash Watch episode 32. A couple of minutes late, sorry about that. Basically, I just wanted to check that everything was working okay. I wasn't convinced, basically, so I was just doing some final checks. I'm still not 100% convinced. I feel like the spinning wheel of doom still is appearing every now and again, and I don't know why that is. There's no obvious reason for it whatsoever. So let me know if it is doing that. Hopefully it isn't. I've tried everything I can think of to sort it. So if it is doing it, there's not much I can do. So we'll see. Let me know. Anyway, let me know. But anyway, this is look back. Basically, what I do is I sort of look back at things I've been reviewing every well, basically the past year and 5 years ago. I've been doing the channel for quite some time now, about 7-8 years. I think it's 7 years. I think it is. Yeah, so we've got enough ammunition to fill this to fill basically what I reviewed more than 5 years ago actually, and as well as a year ago. So it's quite interesting to look back at what I reviewed, see if they're still available. Actually, some things, especially 5 years ago, just aren't around. Although sometimes it does happen as frequently as a year ago. Things just don't work and they just disappear. But yeah, basically it's quite an interesting one. And also just cover over, let's just move something out of the way a bit. Yeah, just cover over the things, so sort of the ratings I gave, whether I still agree with them now, basically. And after the event, I will put all the links in the description for the reviews themselves if you want to go back and look at them. Quite an interesting one to review, the ones I did 5 years ago. And I can't believe actually the quality difference really, even just 5 years ago. 5 years ago at the time, I thought my reviews were a lot better than they were when I started, but they've come a long way since as well. So yes, it's one of them really. It's quite an interesting one to see the difference basically. So let's say, let me know if you can see any issues with the playback, if it does keep doing that weird spinny wheel of doom thing. I'm not sure. Yeah, I don't know what it is. It might be something to do with my settings, but it's telling me that everything's fine. So I don't really know what the issue might be, to be honest with you. Yeah, so it's a bit of a funny one. I'm not sure how to sort it basically. Yeah, I don't know. It might be some sort of weird setting somewhere. But anyway, I won't go on about it just in case it's not a problem. It might be perfectly fine. So there's probably no point talking about it. Now I'm trying to rearrange my windows a bit here. I've got all sorts of windows open now. I did have a nice way of organising them last week, but I forgot what it was. So all right, so let's have a look. So let's see if we can get the old. I always confuse myself with these things. Yeah, hi there, Alan. Great to see you, and your picture's working as well again, which is always good. How are you doing? Great. Well, glad to hear it's okay. I don't know what it is. My end, it keeps giving a spinny wheel sometimes. It might just, I don't know what it is. Yeah, maybe it's YouTube just, I don't know, playing up basically. But OBS, the software I use, don't know what OBS stands for now. Something or other suite, I guess. I don't know, online broadcasting suite maybe. I'm just making that up. But basically, yeah, that tells me whether I'm dropping any frames or not, the speed I'm getting and things like this. So if OBS, the software, is telling me everything's fine and YouTube is not fine, then it's either OBS is wrong or YouTube's wrong. So I tried closing them both down and starting them up again. So yeah, who knows? What's your image there, Alan? I can't quite make it out from it. It's a bit small on my. If I can, let's have a see. Nutella. Nutella. Is that Nutella? I can't see what it. Looks like I can't quite see it, Alan, unfortunately. I'm sorry about that, Alan. I can't quite. I can see some red writing, but I couldn't read it. Looks possibly to be character there, maybe, but I could be. And then a bag of something. I can't tell. Sorry. I do apologise, Alan. I can't. My eyesight's not what it was, unfortunately. I'm wearing contacts at the moment, but they're not perfect. Well, maybe my eyes aren't perfect. I think the contacts are probably perfectly fine, but yeah. It's the new Kabukama Wallaby, like a Freddo. All right, is that like? Have they replaced it in Australia then? Australia, New Zealand, have they? Well, Australia, I guess. Have they replaced Freddo down there that way? Because as you saw about a year ago now, maybe over a year. I'm not sure when did that Freddo special. They had quite a lot of Freddos in Australia, didn't they? Had more than the UK actually had all the weird raspberry one, the Milka one, the Milky Top Decky one, whatever it's called, Milky Top, I think they called it. Yeah. All right, yes, interesting. Yeah, well, I'll have to look out for those. Yeah, have you actually tasted them yet, Alan? Have you just seen it? All right, so we've got some screen there. Let's have a look. So we'll try and get these graphics in. I'm trying to get the right ones in. That's the only problem now. I can't remember. No, not that one. That one, there we go. Yes, there we are. Right, so I did a couple of member reviews a year back. So Alan's a bronze member, so he would have seen these ones most likely. But if not, Alan, you could have a look for these ones. Anyone interested in becoming a member, link is in the description for that. If you're a bronze member above, you get some special perks as well. So check those out. Let's have a look. Where are they now? If I can find them. I think it'd be quite easy to find these things. I've not done that many, but I spaced them all out a bit, you see. So Yeah, I can't. That's weird. I can't actually find them now. Where have I put them? Hopefully I've put them in here somewhere. Because if I haven't, they're in trouble. Here we go. Here we are. Yes, there we go. Yes, all right, found them. There we are. Okay, there we go. Great. Yeah, I did the one member review was Walker's Match Strong Fiery Prawn Cocktail. Basically, yes, that's one I did a year ago. Interesting one, Fiery Prawn Cocktail. Prawn cocktail used to be a sort of, I don't know if it's still a big flavour, but it was definitely more of a flavour when I was younger. I don't know if it's just my school or not, but it used to be kind of a popular flavour. I think it was Skips, wasn't it, that was the main prawn cocktail flavour, but you did get the odd one every now and again. It's a very strange flavour. I used to think it was like an alcoholic drink or something, but it's not. Yeah, interesting ones, yes. These are the business. Were you really a big fan of these ones, Ariane? Yeah, I think I was quite a fan of them as well, actually, if memory serves me correctly. I think I was going in expecting not to like them that much, but I really enjoyed them, actually. Yeah, it's a bit of a spoiler there. But how much did I enjoy them? Well, obviously. But yeah, I think Alan's onto something there. Packed with flavour. Yeah, you might think prawn cocktail not that great a flavour, not that interesting. Maybe something that you wouldn't be unless you already like them. Basically, I mean, I would say I'm not a massive prawn cocktail fan, but yeah, a bit of a spoiler there. I shouldn't probably spoil my member review videos, but it wasn't bad. Let's put it that way. I think Alan's onto something there. Let's put it that way. Yeah, an interesting one. Yeah, so definitely. I think I assume they're still around. Are they still around, Alan? I think they probably are. Don't know if these are a limited edition one or not, but I think I saw them the other day actually. I think they are. I think I got reminded of them. Yeah, interesting one. Well, as I say, if you do want to see the review, you will have to be a member for that one. It does help out the channel massively, by the way. So if you are really into the channel, want to support the channel, and being a member is a good way to do it. So links in the description for that, and you do get some perks as well. Another one I did, yes, look at this. What was this? Yeah, Ben & Jerry's Sunday, Berry Revolutionary. Yeah, so I think it was, well, just basically... on the Sunday, basically they've got like they did. I don't know if they still do it. I've not seen them since. Had like a sort of Ben and Jerry's, but with like a Sunday topper, which is like a whipped creamy top type affair going on inside the tub. There's some interest. I'll just move Alan's comment there because it's not relating to this now. There's some basically strangeness about those ones. So worth investigating them, to be honest with you, because of the fact that Sunday top, is it detrimental to the products or not? One of those. So yeah. So some interesting member reviews. As I say, the member reviews are distinctly different than my regular ones. It's definitely not just any old reviews. The things I don't normally review, ice creams, crisps, could be other things, So definitely an interesting set of products to check out. All right, so then we'll get back to the what we did 1 year ago. So I've got to get the other graphics on now. So let's see if I can. There we go. There we are. Look at that. There we go. I've probably put these things out in two. I've basically not put them in an easy way for me to just easily find them. I don't know whether I normally do the 5 year ones first or the 1 year ones first. I think I normally do the 5 year ones first, don't I? Let's continue that. Let's continue that trend, shall we? All right, let's get the right year. There we go. Yeah, and then I have to change the other one now as well. All these, you can see I'm just not quite there yet with these. There we go. There we are. Right. There we go. Got there. Okay. Still got a few others to work out yet. I will get there. The problem is I only do it once a week, so you kind of you get used to it the week before, and then by the time the next week comes, you've forgotten it all again. It's the curse of doing this. All right. So I'll try and do these in order. I think I did a sort of order with these. Hopefully I'll get it right. Okay. Yes, remember these. This is digestive choc-filled fins. Yeah. So basically, I could find an image on the internet, but I thought I'd use my own thumbnail for this one. So yeah. So basically, mini digestives. These were sort of very thin, like digestives thing, but they were chocolate ones. But they also had like a chocolate filling, which was the sort of the gimmick with these ones. What score did I give it? Let's see, score was. What did I give these? I gave these, both of them actually, I gave them a 3 out of 5. Yeah, so it's one of those, so nothing too great there. Yes, and hi there, Joe. How are you doing? Great to see you, Joe. Yeah, how are you doing today? Hope you're doing well. Good to see you. Yes, how's the weather where you are? Hope it's nice. I'm sure it is. It's just been it's summer here basically, but it's been raining. Not been very special at all. I mean, even for UK standards, it's not been that great. Yeah. Hope you're doing well, Joe. Good to see you. Yeah, regular digest. You can't see the picture overly well there, can you? But it is basically, there's like very thin versions of chocolate digestives, but it had like a sort of, a sort of cream filling, not quite like a bourbon cream, because you could kind of pull it. It had like a weird consistency. You know, it's a very strange one. I'm not doing too bad, Joe. Yeah, not bad at all. Been a bit, I don't know. Yeah, a bit of a funny week this week, but I'm not doing too bad, to be honest with you. I'm not doing too bad. I'm just going to move the camera slightly, I think. There we go. I feel like my head's a bit too low down. We'll see if that works. Okay, there we go. Maybe it's still a bit too long, but anyway, we'll go with it. Yeah, not doing too bad. How are you, Joe? How's things been for you this week? Yeah, it's been okay this week. Been a bit of a short, long week, if that makes sense. A short, long week. There we go. All right, yeah. So I gave both of these a 3 out of 5 because they sort of like took with one hand and gave with the other. Really, the regular ones, basically the cocoa ones, the double choc ones, whatever they were called. Double choc one, yeah. They had like a chocolate biscuit flavour. The biscuit was like chocolate flavoured cocoa biscuit sort of thing. But it meant that the middle didn't stand out as much. So while it was nice with the biscuit, because the regular one didn't have that sort of nice cocoa biscuit, it wasn't as nice because essentially the chocolate you couldn't enjoy the middle cream sort of filling as much. I said they were I don't know, yeah, they were just okay really is the gist of it. They were just okay, you know what I mean? There was one sort of a weird one. Yeah, you're doing well. Oh, good to hear, Joe. Good to hear. Yes, yeah. What are you up to today? Any plans for the weekend? How are you, Alan, as well? What are you up to this weekend? Anything nice? Anything nice? Let's have a let's have a little poll, shall we? Let's do a poll. Why not? Let's have a poll. Vitty's fins. Great idea. Vitty's fin. That sounds it. Right. Okay, there we go. See what I think. This is all the fins. This is a load of different fins. There's hobnob fins, all Oreo fins. I think just all the fins you can think of, basically fins in general, I guess. Let me know what you think of those. Yeah, weather for Giles not doing too bad. Yes, 20. Is that 28? Yeah, 25. 25. The wind is blowing from east at 5 miles an hour. 68% humidity. Yeah, it's not certainly not like that here. I'm not sure that the weather is too accurate for my country in this one. I'm sure it usually says it's like 20 degrees or something. But yes. Peak weather, I see, yeah. Well, that's certainly a lot better than us. I mean, here it says 15 degrees. That's not... See, that's about right. It's quite right, actually, this time. 15 degrees for us. Northwest. This is our like summer weather, Joe. 15 degrees. It's like winter where you are, and you got 25. So, so there we go. Yeah. All right. That says it all. I think that says it all. Yeah, these mobility spin. I think they were okay. Good idea. I quite like the fins to an extent, but some of them, I don't know. They weren't. You know, I think the idea was relatively good, and I think they tasted quite nice. But the only problem was with them is that could you really stop yourself having more than one? And I always found that they tasted better when doubled up. And you kind of think I should be having just a regular one here, but I don't know. They were interesting, and I thought the thinness of them gave them quite a unique taste as well. You know, so it's a bit of a hard one. A regular digestive is a 2 out of 5. A chocolate digestive is a 3.5. I don't know with these ones, you know, maybe I was a bit harsh on these, you know, I don't think they blew me away by any means, but I feel like a 3 out of 5 is probably a bit harsh on them. I think I was a bit frustrated by the fact that although I gave them like a 2 out of 5 as an alternate rating because of this, because they didn't have a sort of solid chocolate filling, which it said it did. It wasn't solid chocolate at all, like a pick-up bar or anything like that. It was literally a cream, you could stretch it, you know, it wasn't solid by any means. I like the ratio of biscuit to chocolate on the fins. Yeah, it wasn't bad actually, because they're both almost the same thickness, weren't they? But like the thinness of the chocolate on the regular digestive, chocolate digestive is pretty. It's like a millimetre, whereas the biscuit's like 0.5 centimetre to 6 millimetres, something like that. Aren't those what you put in ice creams? Well, it's not too dissimilar actually, Joe. Not too dissimilar. Yeah, it's that kind of. It's not wafer, but it's biscuit. So yeah, but yeah, not too dissimilar actually. It kind of comes across that way actually. Yeah. Yeah, they're sort of the same in a way, but often it's wafer rather than biscuit. But yeah, pretty similar actually, pretty similar thickness. And these would be quite good if you put them in ice creams actually. Maybe that's maybe that would be the way to do actually. Put them in ice creams. That's actually a pretty good idea. I think for my score, the score now. I think I was a bit harsh on these. You know, I think I was a bit harsh. I don't know whether. Oh, I don't know. I'm not sure. I think 4 might be too high. I certainly feel like a 3.5 out of 5 for sure. I think really. Yeah. What would you think, Alan? What would you, what do you reckon? I'm trying to see if, So it's gone up there. There we go. The big green arrow has gone up. I reckon Alan might be a 4 out of 5. But yeah, I think 3 out of 5 is a bit harsh, really. I think I was just a bit. I don't know. I don't know. I feel like they're better than I gave them credit for. Yeah, there we go. I thought I would be a 4 out of 5. There we go. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's certainly a high 3.5 out of 5 for sure. It's definitely closer to a 4, I think. And another day I might give them a 4. Yeah, don't know. Yeah, maybe it could be a 4. Maybe I've been a bit too harsh still. I've perhaps gone in between there. But there we go. Yeah. All right. Let's see if we can. Okay, work out to get rid of these things. Okay, there we go. Right, so there we are. Not too bad there. So what was the what's the next? If I can find where it is now. I mean, you know, no, okay, yeah. I've not put them in a good order, unfortunately. I should have done that. We've got a similar affair here. Got the hobnob fins this time. Hobnob fins. No, do they still do these ones? I'm not even sure. Hang on, so I've got to take away that score. That's not true anymore. Right, there we go. Yes. Do they still do these hobnob fins? I don't know even. I feel they do still do some of them, but whether they do all of them, I don't know. I can't quite. Do they do any of the fins anymore? Yeah, I'm not too sure really. What's the yeah? Well, great idea so far for the fins. Not going too bad. Hope you guys having a having a I don't know. Hope you guys are having a nice week. Nice week. There we go. Yes, I got it. Yeah. I knew it was a word there that I couldn't quite. Yes, yeah, yes. Not doing too bad, Joe. Yeah. How's yours going, by the way? And what are you eating today? I know you normally do some kind of, I don't know, big extravagant food bonanza on Saturdays. Yeah, don't worry, Joe. No, I should have seen it quicker than I did, but I was expecting another word. I think I think I was looking for good, and I thought, well, I can't work out what, you know. But then I worked it out. Yeah, McVitie's hobnob thing. Now I love hobnobs. These are my favourite biscuits. Chocolate hobnobs. I mean, there are other biscuits that you kind of, I think, are probably better on paper. But I don't know. There's something about hobnobs that just really work. You know, especially chocolate hobnobs are great. But these ones, I was a bit disappointed actually. I gave them a 3 out of 5 again. Yeah, I said it tastes better doubled up like the all the thins do really just do. Chocolate biscuit's nice, but they're just not as good as a regular hobnob. I felt like the consistency wasn't the same. The biscuit wasn't the same. Didn't taste quite as nice. It just wasn't a hobnob, basically. It just didn't taste like a smaller hobnob. It tastes like a different biscuit. Had like another taste, in quotes, you know, another taste. You know, so I gave these a 3 out of 5. I don't know, that seems a bit... If they didn't... I don't know, yeah. Is this brand exclusive for the UK? Possibly, Joe, yes. I mean, McVitie's might have another name in other countries. Just give me a okay. Need to cough, I think. I'll just won't be a second. Got something caught in my throat there. I'll just have a quick drink. Won't be a second. Oh dear. Hopefully I'm okay. Yeah, if I keel over in the live video, yeah, I don't know what people will do. Yeah, it'd be an interesting one, but it should be all right. Just gotta. Yeah, I think I was speaking too much. Brand exclusive for the UK, basically. I think so. Yes, I think they are. I don't think I've seen. I mean, I'm assuming digestive biscuits exist in other countries. They don't sound like they would be specific to the UK. But I don't know. I'm not sure actually. Yeah, I don't know about that. Maybe digestives are just a UK thing. Yeah, have you ever heard of digestive biscuits before, Joe? Or had like these very plain biscuits that kind of like a wheaty biscuit? Hobnobs are kind of a similar one, but oaty as well. I think that's the difference basically. Yeah. So yeah, interesting. Yeah. Well, I gave this a 3 out of 5. I think a regular hobnob's a 3 out of 5. I felt these just weren't really chocolate covered ones. These ones, I don't think they were chocolate covered, although I didn't label them as chocolate covered in my review. But they are chocolate. Yeah, no chocolate. They are chocolate covered ones. These ones. I don't know. I feel like I'm gonna give myself probably the benefit of the doubt on this one. I feel like I said they weren't as good as regular hobnobs. Chocolate hobnobs for me are a 4 out of 5. These are 3, so I feel like that score's probably about right based on my comments I said. So I think I've given them some mark there that's not appeared. There we go. All right, there we are. Yes. Yeah. So basically, I think going to keep it the same there. There we go. Same results. There we are. Yeah, interesting one. Those ones. I don't know. I don't know if they're still around anymore. I really don't know. Not seen them for some time. Has to be said. But yeah. All right. Let's remove the old scores if I can. Yeah, I've put them in some kind of random order here. I need to. Yeah, I thought I'd put them in a better order, but I'm not sure that I have. Trying to, moving up and down to try and find the feature things like this. It's just not. It's not working too well. Yeah. All right. There we go. Okay, there we are. All right. Yes. Yes, we have the white wheat version of those used to make pies. Yeah, like a sort of cakey type thing. Do you mean like we use them for cake bases here? Um, yeah, I guess cheesecakes and stuff like that. Generally used for cheesecakes. But I guess pies is I think in the US they perhaps call pies what we call cakes. I think so. It's probably yeah. But pies for here are sort of like more of a savoury affair in the UK. So it'd be ones that you would have chicken in and well, things like that, basically, yes. More savoury stuffs, yeah. But in the US, it could be different. All right, so I had some interesting ones from Ritter Sport this time. Let's see if I can find these ones. Again, I've lost where the... I need to make these better labelled, don't I? I just can't. I can't find the... I can't find the pictures very... Oh, here we go. Okay, I think because I've called them similar names, it's not helped. I've prefixed them with the year, basically. So everything's prefixed with the word 5, so everything looks the same. So I need to, yeah, okay. Let's have a look. Which one was this one? Okay, yeah, here we go. So this is the Ritter Sports. Now you have to forgive my German here. Himmlisch Beer. Heavenly Raspberry, I think that translates as. At least that's what I've written down 5 years ago. So, yeah, score, let's see. Yeah, I can't move this thing to make it bigger either, which is frustrating. All right, okay, there we go. All right, hopefully that's okay. So I gave these ones, what did I give these? I gave this actually a reasonable score. I gave it a 4 out of 5, this one I gave it. Yeah, not bad at all. I said the raspberry taste is pretty nice. It's got some nice raspberry in there, basically. It's a bit like a sort of raspberry yoghurt filling, essentially, in Ritter's sort of chocolate. Ritter's quite nice chocolate generally. It's quite a creamy one. A bit like I wouldn't say it's a Belgian chocolate, but it's not too dissimilar. It's got crispy pieces in there. I think they were... It might be freeze-dried raspberry pieces or might just be regular crispy pieces. I think sometimes I had a mix of both in them. Julie said it was pretty nice and basically raspberries and cream essentially. So you go to Wimbledon, you could take this as a bar. No, it's not strawberries, but and I've said normally some of these sort of yogurt filling type ones were a bit too sickly, but this one kind of just worked. I think with all the different fillings and the consistencies, it actually worked out quite well, really. Yeah, good score. Raspberry and chocolate is perfect combination for you. Yeah, it is actually. It is, isn't it? Yeah, it is. It does work pretty well actually. And this one, I think, just because it worked, because those flavors worked together well, it came across in the bar really. And I think for me, that's probably about right. I mean, I guess you agree with that, Alan, with the 4. I think it does sound about right based on what I said, based on what Alan said there as well. It just does work. It's a nice combination. So I think I'm going to give it the same as well. I think that's a good one. I think it does work out the same. I think it is a nice bar, and it wasn't too. It just was well balanced. I think, and I think I sometimes talk about being well balanced in reviews and things, and this is an example of that. It just all worked well. The cream filling, the raspberry flavour, the chocolate, it all just worked well. Nothing stood out as amazing or anything, but purely by the fact that everything just balanced out and worked very nice. So yeah, it's a good one, that one. Yep, definitely a recommended one, that one. Nice one indeed. I need to find the image then and see if I can. There we go. Yes. But then we had this one, this other Ritter Sport one. Yeah, what's this one? Well, buttermilk citron, I think was the was the name. But basically, in this case, it was lemon buttermilk, which you could possibly have gathered. Funny, isn't it? Really, I think maybe in Portuguese, Joe, if you, I'm sure it's lemon citron, but in the UK, lemon is lemon, but citron is like a flavour that all like lemony type fruits have. So it's interesting that. So sometimes when you see citron or citron in this case, in other bars and things, you think it's not necessarily lemon when you see that if you translate it to UK, but it's actually a lemon flavour. Yes, it looks to be 50-50 at the moment on the old vote. Vitty's Fins. Some people don't, forgotten them already, or so I don't know, interesting one. I think they were a bit divisive. I don't even know if they're still around, as I say. Has anyone had them recently? Any of the Fins bars? I don't know. Or Fins biscuits. Not too sure. Yeah, I don't know. I certainly haven't. Now I gave this one. What did I give this one? Back 5 years ago. 3.5 out of 5. I gave this one. They have such a variety of flavours. They really do. Ritter Sport is amazing. I don't think there's probably not a flavour that they haven't done that's not a realistic one, and even perhaps an unrealistic one. They've got so many. I've reviewed about 10 different Ritter Sport flavours, if not more than that, maybe more than that. And they've definitely got another 20 at least that I've not done. And they come out with new ones most years. In fact, I've probably done more than 10. But they've done 10 more than I've done, I'm sure. And they're all so different as well. And in fact, they've done loads more than yeah, they've done at least 30 to 40, I think, and they're all available all year round as well. I think I'm pretty sure of it. They're just, yeah, certainly a large proportion of them. Yeah, I gave this one a 3.5 out of 5. Though. I wasn't that impressed with this one. I said it's very sickly, and then when lemon and white chocolate just don't help with the cream filling as well. It's just too sickly. There's too much. You got like a lemon. I guess it's quite bitter, the lemon, which I thought lemon flavouring was quite nice, but just all in all, it just was too much. I'll say it was white chocolate with a cream filling with a lemon on top of it. Basically, so it's like eating lemon buttercream, so which is nice, but you'd probably want something else with it, like in the case of lemon buttercream, you have it with a cake. Never really got the Ritter's bug for some reason. I've always enjoyed the ones I've tasted. Yeah, they're an interesting one, aren't they? I know what you mean. I don't really go out my way for them. When I see one, I don't know. They're an interesting. I feel for me, I don't know. I feel like it's the chocolate for me. It's not. It doesn't really stand out enough. It's a bit more of like a Belgian-y chocolate, and I'm not a massive fan of Belgian-y chocolates. I don't mind them. But yeah, I don't know. They're nice bars. But none of them have ever really stood out. I don't think I've ever felt like any of them should be more than a 4 out of 5. I don't know whether I've given them any more than a 4 out of 5, but I feel that's the problem really. I don't know. They're just a bit of a funny one. Yeah, I agree with you, Alan. They're nice. There's nothing wrong with them, but you never really. I don't know. One I did enjoy actually was they did. I keep getting a frog in my throat today. Apologies for this. I keep It was like some weird limited edition dark milk one they did, and I'm not a massive dark milk fan generally. And of course, again, dark milk, it didn't have anything in it, but it was really nice. It was a really nice dark milk one actually. I felt like they really nailed that one. It was a limited edition one though, unfortunately. It had like a silly name, like it was named after some kind of character, like Bob's Dark Milk. I don't know, something like that, like a koala or something on the front of it. Yeah, I've never craved or rushed out for one. Yeah, I think that sums it up. They just don't quite. They're really interesting flavours, but they don't really grab you. There's something. It's like the last one, the raspberry one. They all balance out and work really well. The best ones balance out and work well together, but they just don't. They don't have that oomph, that X factor. Yeah. Imported to UK. Basically, the more obscure ones are Jow. Yeah, they do sell normal ones here. They have the more regular ones, which are the less exciting ones. Although even those are sometimes a bit unique. But the marzipan one, the cornflake one, which are not generally found in other bars. But a lot of them, yeah, the more exotic ones, yeah, you can't get in the UK, which is a shame really. But they probably won't sell as well. Yeah, good innovative range. They really are. They're very unique bars, and they've done so many flavours. I don't know how they can keep it up, but they managed to do it. I like the size. I like the way there's no excessive flourishes on them. I quite like that. And they're all the same weights. They're never going to be. Well, I don't think they could change the size. They probably change the price, but yeah. But this lemon one, basically, it wasn't as good as the other one. It didn't all work together. It was too sickly. It was just too much. This one. So I think for me, this one, I don't know. I feel like. I don't think the white chocolate was anything to write home about. It's just too much all round. I think for me, yeah, I'm gonna say 2 out of 5. This one. So this one, yeah, down. It just wasn't. That was too hard. Based on everything I said, to give it a 3.5 out of 5. I think at that point back in the day, possibly, I was just thinking, well, all chocolate is good. I can't say something's average. That's why nowadays I say the average chocolate is a 3 out of 5. Just a regular nice chocolate. And this one just wasn't as good as that. So, yeah. Bit of a shame that one, but there we go. Yeah. But again, like Alan said, innovative. Nice idea. It just didn't work in practice, that one. Then we had two, do you remember I think these are still around. The Everdell's, Jaffa cakes. Yes, raspberry, I think it was, which one did I do? Supreme Orange and Raspberry Jaffa cakes. So 2 different ones, raspberry and orange basically. Regular, like orange type Jaffa cakes and a raspberry one as well. So for Polish brand Everdell, we do get them in regular supermarkets here. You'd have to go into the Polish ones. I've seen them in Asda basically, and I think Morrison's as well. Interesting one. Basically, they're just, even though the orange one you'd think might be quite similar to a UK Jaffa cake, McVitie's Jaffa cake, again McVitie's. It wasn't really. It was more like a proper fruit flavour rather than like a sort of faux flavour that the regular Jaffa cakes have. It wasn't the same. It tasted a bit more authentic, I guess you'd say. You could, I don't know if this is the right term to use. A bit more of like an adult flavour, really. Rather than sort of one that kids could enjoy. I gave them a 3.5 out of 5. I gave them both 3.5 out of 5. My biggest problem with them though was that the biscuit wasn't as good, or the cake. I guess the cake, not biscuit. Wasn't as good. It was very dry, very flaky, and that was my problem with them, to be honest with you. It was just really dry, and I thought I mean, it's quite dry for the UK Jaffa cake. It's not a moist cake by any means. But this one was just ridiculously dry. It was just too dry for me, and I felt that was the problem with them. And for me, regular Jaffa cakes are probably a 4 out of 5. I feel like I quite like the fact this one had a raspberry flavour as well. UK, now we have got many different flavours in UK. For a time we just had orange ones. It's only the past couple of years that they've really started adding loads of different flavours. But they never, all of them, in my opinion at least, never taste as nice as the regular ones, you know. I think we'll tell you what we'll do. We'll finish this poll here. 50-50 split in the end. I think that's probably sums up the nation, I think. There we go. How about that? Let's try a new poll. Let's have a look. Jaffa cakes. What do we say? Which is the best? I don't know. Let's have a look. See that. We'll see. We'll. Can I? Hang on. I've done too many characters. Alright, we'll see what happens. Okay. If I've spelled it right. There we go. Got Jaffa cake. Jaffa cake poll on now. How about that? I can only pick 2 options in this. I don't know why. It's a bit rubbish, really. But there we go. But yes, there we are. We'll see what happens there. We'll see what happens. I've already got some prefer new other flavours. There we go. I like the variety. I wish there was a variety pack. I wish McVitie's did a variety pack where you had every single flavour in it, and you could basically, you know, because I feel that's how I want it. I want to experience the other flavours, but I don't know if I want a whole pack of them. You know, and I feel that's if they just did that, that would be perfect for me. I know they probably can't do it, or it's too difficult. I don't know. There's probably some reason why they can't do it. I understand it, you know. But yeah, I wish they did do it. I wish they did. But for me, these Vidal ones, I don't know. I feel like the biscuit was too dry, and I feel that was the problem with them. It was a big problem, I think. I don't know. I feel like maybe, yeah. I feel, to be honest with you, I was going to say a 3 out of 5, but I feel that's too high for me. I feel like, I just think, would I still get them, you know? And I don't think I would. I think the problem is they're just too, yes, it's either 2, 2.5. I'm going to go in the middle and say 2.5 out of 5. I feel like, you know, 2 might, if anything, it's a 2, not a 3. I just feel like I just couldn't enjoy them. They just were too, they were just too dry, and I don't think I'd ever buy them, you know, unless it was if it was a wacky flavour, I might give them a try, especially for the channel, you know. But yeah. I don't know. Yeah, just disappointing, I think. Yeah, it's a shame that one now. I wanted to like them more, you know, but unfortunately it didn't happen. Yeah, didn't happen. All right, so is that all of them from 5? I think that might be all of them from 5 years ago, you know. Let's see if I've got to move my notes around so I can find, got to change the graphics, you know, all this stuff. Can we do it? Can I do it? What's this about here? I've got some, okay, yeah, all right. Okay, I've got to change. You know, got to change the graphics. Hang on, let's see. Can we do it? Yes, there we go. All right, there we are. Got to change the other year now. Can I do that? Can I remember how to do it? There we go. Look at that. Perfect. Pretty seamless there. Goodness me. Okay, so let's have a look. All right. So we've got the 1 year one. So what do we? Well, believe it or not, you know, I didn't have time. I was basically rushing, literally up until the last minute. Yes. Yeah, Slick. Oh, thanks, Al. Thank you so much. Yeah. Goodness me. Oh, dear. Hopefully, maybe in a year's time, I will have it all down to a T. You never know. All right, now, believe it or not, a year ago, can you... Well, maybe you can believe this, actually. Maybe you can believe this. But it was... let's have a look if I... Yes, it was the Cadbury Mystery Bars. Do you remember these? Yeah, I mean, I'm sure can you still even get them? I'm sure they were still for sale up until relatively recently, and they were discounted in some places, but still full price in others. What was the flavour for the first one? Can anyone remember? I tried to. I'll have a look in a second if I can't. Alan, you might know. I remember that you were into these ones as much as I was. I think, but I can't remember what the first one was. I know what. I'm sure one was blueberry or something like that. One was like a weird random flavour. I think anyway. I can't recall. Anyway, the first one, I thought it was a lemon meringue pie. The first. So let's have a look. Let's have a see. Let's have a look. What were the flavours? Okay, looking at some kind of website here. It's giving me all this cookie nonsense. I don't want any. What did they say? Yes. Yeah, yes, these were interesting. Can't remember the flavours though. I know. Yeah, some weird berry. Yeah, this is it. Yeah, I can't remember either. It's just really, just completely lost. I mean, it was a really nice idea. It was a really nice idea. I mean, basically the first one, what did I get? I gave it a 3 out of 5. I gave it a 3. I thought basically the main thing was, essentially it was the gimmick really, that was nice. Did anyone win the prize? I don't know actually, Joe. I assume someone did, but I never heard about it. Maybe I should have looked into it. Yeah, I don't know. I'm sure it might say. Okay, right. The first one, the actual flavours happened to be rhubarb and custard for bar one. I said, what did I say? I thought lemon meringue pie. Now that's not well, it is a million miles away, but it's it's in the right ballpark, I guess you'd say. But it was rhubarb and custard, the first one. Yeah, rhubarb and custard. Well, I certainly didn't get that. I felt like the problem with these bars was if you weren't able to discern the flavour. And I think with the first one, I think I said lemon meringue pie. I think originally I might have said Malibu or something like that, coconut liqueur or something. I think the problem was with them when you couldn't discern the flavour. When you just couldn't work one out, it was really disappointing because it was like you're eating nothing really, just like a plain bar. You knew there was a flavour there, but you just couldn't discern it. And I felt that was a problem. That was my problem with the first one. I couldn't. I just couldn't discern the flavour from it, and it was like I was all over the place thinking: is it an alcoholic flavour? Is it this flavour? I think like after the event, I said settle on lemon meringue pie, but even that was nothing like it, And I feel that was the problem with it, and that was why I didn't really enjoy this one because I just couldn't work out a flavour basically. So. And you couldn't really taste the dairy milk either. I felt that was the other disappointment. So it had like a cream filling, by the way. I don't think I mentioned this. It had like a cream which was flavoured. And also, you couldn't tell whether the cream flavour was indicative of the flavour. Like, was it a cream because it was reminiscent of the flavour, had something to do with the flavour? Or was it just a cream because that was the medium they were giving across the flavour? So, so it was like a bit, is it, I couldn't work it out. It was a bit disappointing from that perspective as well, really. So that was a bit of an issue, to be honest with you. So all in all, it was a nice idea, but I felt like the theory was better than the practice, basically. I think a 3.5 out. I think a 3 out of 5 was probably about right. It was okay. It was an okay bar. It was nothing. There's nothing bad about this one. I was saying, but for me, I just couldn't discern the flavour, so it really was a bit disappointing. So I'm going to give it the same. I think a 3 out of 5. That one's going to equal the same. That one, basically. Yeah. So you're probably guessing what the next one is. You might be right. I think it's probably a good guess. Let's put it that way. Yeah, let's have a look. Okay. Yes, there we go. Yes, I think I forgot rid of the graphic. Yeah, now hang on. Oh, I can't. What am I doing here now? Hang on, I've lost my graphics, I think. Okay, I pressed the wrong button. Yeah, there we go. All right, yeah. So next one, yes, clearly it was the mystery bar number 2. I was going to play a joke on it then, but I thought no, I'll just be revealing the next bar. So yeah, mystery bar number 2. Yeah, mystery bar number 2. An interesting one, that one basically. Essentially, I had a bit more of an inkling of what the flavour was with this one. Is the gist of it, and I got a bit more from it. So I gave this one actually a 3.5 out of 5. For this one, just because I felt like I had more of an idea what the bar was. Now, what did I give it? I gave it, what did I think it was? I thought it was birthday cake. But what it turned out to be was blue raspberry slushy. So I think I said birthday cake, but I'm sure. Well, I could be wrong here. Maybe I can't remember now. I have a vague memory of potentially saying it was. I don't know. No, I feel like I'm making it up. I felt like I had an inkling that I thought it was some kind of raspberry bar or something, but I just might be making that up now. I don't know. I can't remember anyway. But officially, what I said was, so we'll go with that. I could be making it up and making myself sound better than I was. Yeah, I said birthday cake basically. I felt like it was some kind of something, some generic flavoury like that, and but yeah, blueberry slushy. It's a bit of a random flavour that. I mean, I guess it is a thing. You see those slushy type of affairs going on, don't you, in cinemas and things like that. Blueberry slushy. I certainly didn't get it. I know some people did say blueberry. I think there was one. I think there was one thing that some people were saying that one flavour was guava or something. That was a thing going around at one point. I think the flavour had been leaked apparently, but it must have been made up. Yeah, this one I enjoyed it more because I could discern the flavour. I thought it was birthday cake. Got a bit more from the first one. Hard to say, though, isn't it? It should be basically the same as the other one. In theory, the score. But I think I just enjoyed this one a bit more. Can I really mark it down because of that? I don't know. Maybe I should. I felt like again same problems. Couldn't discern the dairy milk. I really couldn't. Very thin layer of dairy milk. I think just couldn't taste it. Dairy's got quite a distinct flavour. I really couldn't get anything from that. So it's a bit of a shame, that one, really. So that was a bit of a problem, I think, especially when it's labelled as dairy milk. Yeah, so a bit disappointed. I don't know. Yeah, I think I will mark it down. I think it's a good gimmick and this, that, and the other. But again, I'm gonna hang on. No, wrong one now. Wrong one. Yeah, I'm gonna mark it. I'm gonna mark it down. I'm gonna say a 3 out of 5. I think. I feel like the idea was really good, but I feel like that was about it really. It just had a nice idea, but I don't know. I feel like the fact again they had the same problem like with if the cream part of the flavour, as in was it part of the experience or was it just a way of conveying the flavour? If they had a bit more of an interest about that, if they made that more interesting, more part of the experience. So the fact that it was a cream flavour meant something. I think that would have been a bit more interesting, but they didn't. It was just a flavoured cream, and you couldn't really, I don't know. For me, I couldn't work out whether that meant anything or not, and it turned out it didn't. And they weren't implemented as well. They were a bit, a bit too basic there, really. I think. All right, okay. So let's move these things. So yes, okay. So not interesting one. Those ones interesting, but yeah. Did anyone guess the flavours? Did anyone know who won? I don't know. I'm not too sure. Let me know if you guessed the flavours. What you thought of those? Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I should do another poll on those ones. Maybe I will in a second. Okay, I'll just while I can remember where I am. All right, let's have a look. Yeah, so orange is the best. I think was the consensus on Jaffa cakes there. I think that's possible. I agree with that. So let's. No, who said they don't know. Well, don't worry. You don't want to appear. If you said you prefer the variety, I kind of agree though. I like the variety, and as I say, I just wish there was a variety pack in them. Okay. Start a poll. Let's see. I guess the mystery bars replaced the inventor bars. They've not done anything this year, have they? I don't think there's been any special bars. Maybe they've given up now. Let's see. Fun idea. What should I say? Fun idea. Let's have a look. Okay. Fun idea or let down. There we go. See what people think. All right. Okay. All right. So what else did we review then? Let's have a. Okay. We did this one a while back actually. Well, we did the other one. Well, we did these a year ago, of course. But we did the last look back. We had the other sister product in this range. It was the raspberry twist. This is the caramel twist. The Oreo twists range. It was. I can believe this is a year ago. Can you believe it? It was in Italy at the time, and they had those ranges there, but they were basically limited editions based on their equivalent of X Factor, so they weren't called Oreo Twist, they were just like a X Factor special edition or something. So a bit of an interesting one. Yeah, what did I give these? I gave these a 4, let's see, a 4. Found the 4 result, yes, 4. Gave these a 4. Interesting, a 4. Yeah, goodness me. All right. Yeah, a 4 out of 5. But yeah, quite a high result that. A couple of new bars out this month. Crunchy Caramel and Praline Dark Milk. Are these UK ones? Wow. Crunchy Caramel. That sounds interesting. Crunchy Caramel. So is that literally a crunchy bar with caramel around the outside? Or is it like I assume it is. Or is it like a block of dairy milk or block of caramel with crunchy pieces in? That sounds interesting one. I imagine it's probably a block with crunchy pieces, but we'll see. Praline Dark Milk. Have that been nice? The Dark Milk one's been a funny one, hasn't it? Has it really took off Dark Milk? Yeah. Yeah, bits in, yeah, block with bits. Yeah, I thought it would be. I just had a feeling it would be. I don't know, my instinct just told me that would be what it was. I think it probably makes more sense. I don't know, it's just the way they've just done that kind of, I think every caramel they've done, it's kind of been just a block with stuff in it, or a block with things in, hasn't it? Just not like Cadbury Australia, which would go all out. I think in the UK they just play it a bit safer. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Quad Street Collisions, big varieties at already in Asda. Wow, Quad Street Collisions. I'm going to go to the shops later, so look out for that. Yeah, big bar. All right. So is that like a sort of like the Australia Cadbury snack, where it's except it's like chocolate bar, basically Quad Street in a chocolate bar form? Big bar, okay, big bar, not big bar. Yeah, okay. Yes, okay. I thought it was big variety there, but big bar. Okay, right, interesting. I'll look out for that. Thanks, Alan. Yeah, I'll check that out today. I'm gonna go to the shops after this, do a bit of a round. Need to get some stuff in. Interesting, yeah. Interesting. Thanks, Alan. Thanks for the tip off there. I shall be on the lookout. Yeah, so basically these Oreo twists they were everything Oreos are but more. So I found that they were really interesting. You know, they actually worked out quite nicely because if you like Oreos, then you're gonna like these, but they're just better. Unless you really dislike caramel flavour for whatever reason. But they were, you know, so that was the thing with them. You know, same with the raspberry ones really. Purple one meets the green triangle in a big bar. That sounds quite interesting. That sounds interesting. Yeah, it's probably as extravagant as we're going to get in the UK, isn't it? We're not, you know, it looks like we're not going to get a Fry's 5 cents. I think 2 flavours in one, and two that are relatively, I mean, they're still nice and everything, but they're not dissimilar, are they? You know what I mean? It's not like you're getting raspberry and orange creams mixed together in the same bar. You know, you're getting like a praline, and you know, hazelnut chunks or whatever, caramel, you know, and stuff like that. So yeah, we'll see. You know what I mean? So yeah, there's definitely been hazelnut pralines and stuff like that before, hasn't there? You know, it's not massively dissimilar, but interesting. It's on an end, along with all the Christmas chocolates. Goodness me! Right, I'll have to do a massive tour of the shop, won't I, to find this out? Yeah. All right. Thanks, Al. Thanks very much. Yeah, it'd be interesting. It's just the way they do that, isn't it? They put them in random. It's because, you know, they have to move everything about. It's a lot easier for them to stick it on the end, isn't it, than change all the chocolate layout. But it is frustrating when you don't know which end this is. But let's say Christmas choc, fingers crossed. They usually have that in a separate aisle, so you never know. Oh, thank you. Yeah, thanks, Alan. Thanks for that. I'll definitely be interested in looking at those, and I hope I might get them reviewed tomorrow. Actually, you never know. Could be hot off the press. Okay. Yes. Right. Yeah. So what do I think about the Oreo things? Well, basically, they're not as good as the raspberry twist one. I think the raspberry twist had a more of a distinct flavour. These ones were okay. They were still nice though, but they just were a bit less interesting. I can't quite recall. I think I gave them both a 4 out of 5. I don't think I gave the raspberry ones a higher than the 4 now. I don't think I gave it a 4 now. I can't quite recall now. We did it a couple of weeks back, but I think this is probably about right. It's just like an Oreo, but better. I think an Oreo is generally a 3.5. So I think this is probably about right. I think so. I'm going to give it the same. I think that's about right. I don't think a 4. I think a 4.5 is too high for it. I think if anything, 4.5 would have been given to the raspberry one, but still nice. Still a nice one. I enjoyed it. It was nice. They were nice biscuits. That, as I say, a good idea, and it worked. You got everything the Oreo was, but more. You know, it didn't detract from it. I didn't think. Yeah. So a good one. That one. Good idea for a product. That. All right. Now, can I find the bar? There we go. I have to make them a bit more distinct, the bar version, you know, because I can't discern the bar graphic from all the others because it looks too similar. I can't make the window big enough because I've got about 3 different things on at once. But there we go. All right, so the final one for today. Only one more, believe it or not. Yes, only one more. Let's have a see. What did we have? Can I find the graphics again? I've lost it already. Here we go. Yeah, this one. This was an interesting one. A South African import, bubbly top deck. Yeah, I mean, wow, bubbly top deck. I mean, basically. I mean, it's from South Africa. This one wasn't UK bar. I can see a bit of. I couldn't remove the chocolate chunk at the bottom. Well, I could have done, but there's like a little shadow on the graphic, and it interfered with the shadow, so it made it look like there's a gap in the shadow. So basically, I just left the chocolate in. But yeah, interesting one. Yeah, so basically, I mean, this one sounds amazing. I mean, Top Deck, I always mention this when I mention Top Deck. It's one of those forbidden fruits when I was younger. It's always on the top shelf of the chocolate section. And I was always too young to get it because it was like too big for me and too expensive probably, you know. So Dad just gave me like a fudge or something like that, or a chomp. You know, whatever. I mean, well, just a regular chocolate bar, I guess. But yeah, so always wanted it, but it discontinued or disappeared by the time I was old enough to get it, or just never, for whatever reason, I just never got it. A bit of a shame. But basically, yeah, this was I think it's still around in Australia and South Africa, and did a Top Deck bubbly. So it's kind of like a whisper, but it's a dairy milk bubbly. Very very interesting concept in itself. And what did I give it? Excuse me again, frog in my throat again. Apologies for this. I gave it a high mark, actually. I gave this one a 4.5 out of 5. Yeah, I said it looks amazing, basically. You got the bubbles and you got the top as well, which is it's not actually white chocolate, though, but lovely white contrasting colours with the white and brown there. But it's not actually white chocolate. It turned out it's like what, you know, when you get sort of these aero bubbles or aero thingy bobs. Anything aero that looks like it's white chocolate isn't white chocolate. It's like that kind of thing basically. But what was amazing about this one is it actually tasted like dairy milk. You really had the nice dairy milk taste. The sort of, it's very similar to the UK dairy milk, if not the same, the South African one I found. Whereas the Australian one is just a regular chocolate and very disappointing, which is a shame because they have loads of different ranges. But really, really nice. I really enjoyed this one. I thought it was really lovely, actually. I thought it was just such a lovely, velvety, delicious dairy milk taste. It had the variety of the sort of like the topper, the white, I don't know, it's not white chocolate, but whatever you could call it. Really nice actually, the milk topper or whatever you'd say. It wasn't much of it though. I thought it was a bit too thin, the topper, you know, but that's kind of how it usually is. It's never a 50-50 split in these ones generally. Sometimes there has been the odd bar that has had a more of a 50-50 split when it has some kind of white chocolate or faux white chocolate topper. But this one wasn't one of them, and I don't know whether it was a good or a bad thing, but I kind of mentioned it as being a bad thing, so I think, you know, we'll stick with that. My problem was with it is it just lacked an X factor. It just didn't have that something to just take it to the 5 stars out of 5 level. And I think that's probably right. It just, you know, I don't know whether that could be a crunchy filling or a caramel or a actual white chocolate or more of the topper to make it a 50-50 split. I'm not too sure, but I think that probably I think was about right really. So I think I'm gonna keep it the same there. I'm gonna say 4.5 out of 5. Just keep it the same. But great bar, that one. Really, really nice bar. I was surprised when, you know, going back over the review, because I'd kind of forgotten about it really. I don't know, because there's been so many top decks and all these other ones, you know, it's been quite difficult to keep on top of them actually. So a bit of a shame, that one. But yeah. But all right, the vote is in for the yes, for the Cadbury Mystery Bars. Yeah, so basically, yeah, 2/3 people thought it was a bit of a letdown. So yeah, bit of a shame. I think that was probably it was a fun idea. I do agree with that, but I think ultimately it was a bit of a letdown. I feel like they could have done a better implementation. As I say, had not just done a cream filling, had different kinds of fillings, made that have more of an implication on the bar itself. You know, I feel like that would have been a bit more interesting if they did that. And I feel like I'm just going to move the graphics slowly while I I talk, which is difficult because I can't. It's difficult to do 2 things at once. Let's see. Well, there we go. All right, there we are. Slowly going away. There we go. There we are. Yeah, so I felt like it was a bit. I felt like just the idea was just not implemented well enough. It was a great idea, but it was just a bit of a letdown at the same time. So I feel like the letdown for me is what I would have voted. Yeah, so I agree with that result. Yeah, Sansa, South Africa, New Zealand, and Australia. Yes, have a few new interesting Aussie bars for import if you fancy look. I've never bought from Sansa. I've always looked there, but never bought. So maybe I will have to look. I've tried to sort of be reviewing my regular ones at the moment, but maybe I need to have another import session and do an unboxing. Maybe I'll do that. Yeah, thanks, Alan. I will perhaps give them a look. Just expensive, aren't they? You know, expensive. Talking about sometimes it's £8 a bar. Sometimes in some of the places, not necessarily Sansa, but yeah. Thanks for the show again. Oh, stomach is rumbling already. Have a blessed weekend, everyone. See you next time. Oh, thanks so much, Joe. Great to see you. Great to see you. Enjoy your food, whatever you have. Oh, yes, and yeah, no, it's been great, everyone. Thanks so much for watching. It's been great to talk to you, Alan, as well. Great to see you. Thanks for all the tip-offs. Definitely be on the lookout for those. And thanks everyone else who's watching as well. Always great to, well, you know, as I say, you don't need to chat in the chat to be appreciated. So thank you so much. It's massively appreciated for all your support. And great to see you here as well, and see your votes in the polls also. Well, I'll say there is a bit of a delay. You know, I don't know, about a 6-second roundabout delay, relay delay, you might say. I don't know, maybe that's the posh term. Between messages coming to you and me getting to me and replying. So long story short is, I might have gone by the time your message comes through. So I'm not ignoring you. It's just one of those things. So I'm sorry about that if that seems to happen. Yeah, yes, yeah, great live as always. Oh, thanks, Alan. Yes, thanks again, and enjoy your trip to Asda. Yeah, thanks so much, Alan. It's great of you to say. And yes, I will do. Yeah, see if we can get any goodies. I'll keep an eye out for the Quality Street. I forgot what it was called now, but I'm sure I'll know it when I see it. Yes, it'll definitely be apparent, won't it? Yeah, thanks so much, Alan. Great to see you, and have a good weekend yourself, and have a great weekend, everyone else. And I'll see you. Well, next week I don't think there'll be one on the Saturday. I might do it a week on Wednesday, basically. I'll probably hopefully put out an update. Long story short is, I don't think there'll be one on Saturday next week. I think it'll be a week on Wednesday, and I think it'll be on the Wednesday after that as well. I think the next 2 Saturdays I can't quite make it, so yeah, be one of those. But alright guys, well have a good one. Thanks so much again for all your support and thanks for all your comments and your chats and all your votes. Really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Have a great weekend and I'll see you next time. Bye for now. See ya.